You're also not making anything mean that it wasn't working for you.
Yeah.
You know, like the heaviness that we carry around as I'm doing this and it just doesn't work and it just doesn't work. And you propel, right? You keep building that not working. But as the coaches, I can see it and tell my clients that it's okay. You're not losing weight right now, but it's all under control. I'm not freaking out. You don't need to freak out. Trust the process, right? I keep telling all of my clients, let's just trust the process because I know it's going to work. There's no other way. So that giving them this calm that they don't need to freak out.
Hello, I'm Debbie Shadid, the host of the Life Coach Business Building Podcast. If you are ready to have more clients in your life coach business, then you're in the right spot. Each week, I'm going to teach you super simple strategies to grow your business without feeling overwhelmed and without spending money on paid ads. Now, if that sounds interesting, stick around and let's get started. Welcome to today's podcast. I am really excited to introduce you to my friend and client, Thais Glenn. We're going to be talking about her business, what brought her to coaching. We're also going to be talking about her experience with coaching in my program. So Thais, take it away. Introduce yourself. Tell me what brought you to coaching.
Thank you, Debbie. Thank you so much for having me here. What brought me to coaching? So I remember one day just sitting on my couch, looking outside my window and realizing how unhappy I was. I could see this whole thing happening, right? Like this wonderful home, beautiful family. I have twins, for crying out loud. Like that's everyone's dream and I have it. And I was just so unhappy. And I started to think that I had some kind of a deep depression. And I called my therapist. I hadn't seen her for a while. And we started having sessions again. And I was constantly telling her how depressed I was. And she finally told me that you're not depressed. This is not depression. And I just didn't know what it was then. I was asking her, are you sure this is not dangerous? She's like, no, you just feel unfulfilled, right? You're just not happy. I had a friend, a really good friend of mine. She was going through certification to become a life coach. And I hired her as my very first life coach. And on our very first session, she blew my mind. In one session, she just showed me my mind and what was I doing to myself, how I was bringing this unhappiness to my reality in one session. And my whole life changed. In about 3 months of working with her weekly, I just could see the difference between, and I love therapy. I still have my therapist. I love what therapy can bring to your life. And I recommend it to some people sometimes, but the coaching just propelled my life forward. And after this, I knew I had some gold in my hand here. And I became a certified life coach. And that's how my life changed and how this journey started.
So I assume that means that is your passion and what you help other women on. Do you want to talk about that?
Yes, that's exactly what it is. I feel like as a life coach, we can coach anyone and anything, but I do have those type of women in my heart because I know how the suffering is like, right? What it feels like. And I know how hard it is for you to look at your life, see that everything is in place. You have everything you've ever dreamed of, and you're just so unhappy. And then you feel guilty for being unhappy because after all, you have it all. And you start this cycle of guilt and shame, right? And it's just so hard to get out of it. So you don't feel like you can even tell someone how unhappy you are. So that's the type of women that I coach. It's women who has a picture perfect life. Everything's in place and they're just unhappy and unfulfilled.
So the women that you work with, do they have any idea that that's what their problem is? I'm just curious. What do they think they're coming for?
Yes. So they are just so unhappy, right? That's why they come for me. It's just like they need a little shake. It's like, what is happening? Why is this happening to me? Why I have it all, everything that I dream. I worked hard, right? I checked all the boxes. That's my type of women because that's how I was too. I checked all of the boxes thinking that when I get there, I will be happy. And that's what they know. They've noticed that they have all the boxes checked and they are still so unhappy.
Yeah. Okay. I want to also ask you, about weight loss. Now, I know that that is not what your specialty is. I should say that. Like, we're qualified as certified life coaches to coach on anything. But I think your weight loss story is interesting. Do you want to share a little bit about that?
Yes, absolutely. Just to correct here a little bit, I am also a weight loss certified coach. Yeah. But the way I coach in weight loss and my journey is very different, because I don't believe that weight loss has anything to do with food and exercise. Yeah. Right. Weight loss is something that after you accept yourself the way you are, and you develop this deep self-love and self-respect for yourself, right? Like, it's very deep in you. The weight loss comes as a result of whatever it is that you are doing to yourself. I started a 2-month weight loss program to lose weight during the holidays. Mm-hmm. And my main thing is that desserts are welcome. We're not depriving of ourselves of any food, because this is the time of the year where you eat a lot more than usual. And it's like, yes, let's do it. But let's do it with respect. Let's do it with love, and let's do it because you love yourself so much that you know you can have this food, not just because you don't care. You're just that woman who doesn't care for herself. So let me just eat whatever I want. Right? It's that difference of the shift of perception. And I've had clients that from November to now, it's beginning of December, she has lost 7 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
It's just by changing the perception that she has about herself and about the food that she eats. No exercise, no food deprivation, just changing the relationship with yourself. And I've lost 40 pounds in the very beginning of my coaching career. That's when I also had that shift of, this thing works. It's not just people telling you to have positive thoughts. I lost 40 pounds in just a few months, like less than 6 months. I changed the way I eat, the way I exercise. Everything changed just by changing the relationship with myself.
You told me one time when we were getting to know each other that you started eating your lunch like on china with linen napkins, like a filet for lunch, because you deserved that. Why not treat yourself and treat the food that you were eating and the experience of eating like that? And I thought, that is so true. I mean, really, I love to set a table and I love linens and all that stuff. So I'm all on board with you, but like, people don't take time to do that. It's like on a paper plate, whatever.
Yes. Yeah. In front of the TV. Yeah. Eating a bag of chips. Right? And see, that is the difference right there. There's nothing wrong with a bag of chips.
Yeah.
But if you are sitting at 11 p.m., eating out of, that Cheetos out of the bag, getting all dirty, your hands in your mouth and cleaning up with your tongue, it's just not maybe it is, but the people that come to work with me is just not the type of person they want to be. Yeah. Right. That's not the kind of person I wanted to be. So when we form the idea of who it is that you want to be, right, that you don't need to live by default anymore. For me, one of my values, classy, elegance. So I want to surround myself with that. And having that self-respect. Isn't it interesting how for Christmas, we set this beautiful table for everybody else, but for us, we just get a paper plate in front of the TV, right?
Oh my
that
gosh.
Was the shift.
Such a good point, right? It is true. Like, you get ready for company. Why not get ready for yourself?
Yes. So that's how I would set my table. It's only for me. I was the only one here in the house. And why would I eat a burger? I will eat a filet mignon. And it was delicious. The cooking was an experience. So it ended up, I always joke with my husband that I start saving more money when I start eating filet mignon for lunch. Because it was one fillet, I would cut in half and I would have that for 2 or 3 days because I'm eating so much less. I listen to my body now. I'm not just stuffing everything because I don't know when the next meal is coming. So all of those things is just that shift of perception and that shift of knowing that you matter and you respect yourself enough to do it for you. I lost 40 pounds.
So you take that in combination with that you already are perfect. Gosh, I can't imagine the women that have the opportunity to be your clients, how blessed and fortunate that they are because of the transformation that they have after they're done working with you. Tell me just a little bit about their experiences, what you would say about the transformations you've provided for or helped. The clients have the transformations. You're just the guide. Yes. So, as you've coached people through, give me a story maybe about one of your clients and kind of the outcome of your coaching.
It's funny how you say that transformation, because I used to want to take credit for their transformation until I realized that it's all them. Like, it's really not me. I can't make them do anything.
Right.
But I had one client that she really wanted to lose weight, but she was so embarrassed. And it's right. I always say that I don't coach on weight loss because that's not my main point. She wanted to lose weight and she was too embarrassed of telling anyone that she wanted to lose weight. So our coaching sessions was always about her family, her children, right? Until she felt comfortable enough to say, I wish I could lose some weight. And we did all this work for her to lose weight. And it was about 3 or 4 months. And she wasn't losing weight. And we started working towards her future self. She had a trip to Paris that she wanted to take the next year. And we okay, so let's get that woman that's going to Paris. How would she eat right now? So as soon as she had the vision of her future, what would it look like? Her weight, it was so much fun to watch. And that's what I know. I can't take credit, right? It is the guidance of knowing when to bring up the future self work or when bring up the perfection work of, right? That is my expertise. But at the end of the day, it's when it clicks with the client. She lost 30 pounds in just a few months. And she keeps texting me that, right, her weight keeps going down or sometimes it plateaus. And she's like, I'm not even nervous. I'm not even upset because she knows what she needs to do. She knows she just needs to reconnect with herself and the work will be done again. That was one of my favorite weight loss experience because for a while I thought I was failing. It's like, okay, this person is not losing weight. It's been 3 months and what am I doing wrong? It's like, oh, no one is doing anything wrong. But when it's time for her to understand that she matters, this work happens.
That's coaching in general, though. I think that, not to minimize that lady's experience, but I think for me, and I'm sure maybe for you, that I'll learn something and get coached on something, and maybe not at that moment or that week or that month does it even click. And then it'll be like 6 months later, wow, like all of a sudden, either I get it or it's gone. And I didn't realize what the situation was. Like my thinking really did change, or the way I showed up really did change.
Yeah.
Coaching really has a long-term impact. It sort of gets in your brain and sometimes slowly works, not as fast as you'd like it to, but all of a sudden then one day you're like, wow, my life looks completely different.
Yes.
I'm not sure how I got here, but it's because of a coach and because of the work that you did along the way.
But you're also not making anything mean that it wasn't working for you. Yeah. Like the heaviness that we carry around as I'm doing this and it just doesn't work and it just doesn't work. And you propel, right? You keep building that not working. But as the coaches, I can see it and tell my clients that it's okay. You are not losing weight right now, but it's all under control. I'm not freaking out. You don't need to freak out. Trust the process, right? I keep telling all of my clients, let's just trust the process because I know it's going to work. There's no other way. So that giving them this calm that they don't need to freak out, to think that things are just not working.
Yeah. We'll talk about business here in a minute, but that happens all the time in business. I can see my clients are all tied up in knots and it's like, it's not going to work while you're like that. So let's let go of all of the graspiness and just relax and it will start to work. So anyway, tell us how people would work with you, how they could work with you. What does that look like?
Yes. So I offer one-on-one calls, packages with my clients. It's a 6 months program and it's deliberate why it's 6 months, right? I have a very nice process that it's really well formulated with an amazing business coach, by the way, that has helped me formulate this plan. So for 6 months, we work towards really getting yourself to this really grounded, I like to say peace and flow in your life. And yes, it's a one-on-one. So you can go to my website, thaisglencoaching.com. And it has all the information there. I always give a one call because I feel like the client is hiring me, but I'm also accepting that client in my life. And it needs to be this good match, right? We need to really feel that we match, we have the sync, and we can work together. So for anyone that is interested, you can get on my calendar and get a 1 hour free call, a consultation call, and we can see if we are a good match and start working together.
Oh my gosh, that sounds amazing. And let's just clarify one more time. She has helped clients with weight loss, but that is not her primary practice. Okay. I brought that up because I was so intrigued by your story of your own weight loss journey, just the shift that you had. So anyway, we kind of went on the path of weight loss, but your main goal is to be coaching on other topics. Besides that, it's just that you're also really good at weight loss coaching too.
Yes. And a lot of women just that comes to work with me, they're not even thinking about weight loss. And all of a sudden they start to lose weight and they start to feel more confident, right? All of those things are results of my practice. So I don't necessarily coach on the weight loss, especially because it's not, I will give you what to eat, what not to eat, what kind of exercise to do. Like, I won't do that at all. But a lot of the women that comes to me, they start losing weight anyways. It's just feeling more comfortable with their own bodies.
Yeah. They don't have to stuff their body with the Cheetos.
Yes.
They feel happier and more content. So, all right. Okay. We clarified that, cleared it up. Let's talk about what brought you to coaching with me.
Okay. With you, one of the things I love the most about you, it's your desire to just serve. You have this really ingrained in you, and it shows throughout this whole time that I've been working with you. But you post on a Slack group saying that I have some time in my schedule. Come here and let's talk about your business. And I got in there, but I didn't get in there to learn about my business. I got in there to trick you. And it was like, let me show her that she's not supposed to be doing this kind of thing, right? Because I really thought you would try to sell me on something. So I got on your calendar and, I'm here just talking to you about my business. And you were teaching me, you were telling me, some of the things that I could do and just helping me. And I was waiting to see when you would sell. And it never came.
I did not know this, you guys.
Yes. And it never came. You never tried to sell me on anything. So I asked you, it's like, wait, so what are you doing here? Why did you get me in this call? And you're like, just to help you. It's like, wow, that is amazing. That is so good. How do I work with you? And you said, oh, no, I'm not going to tell you right now how to work with me. I'm just here to help you. If you want a consultation call, you can set up a consultation call, but this is just to serve. And just that blew my mind. So fortunately or not, I had already hired another business coach that same week. Mm-hmm. And I didn't want to get a refund, but I also knew that I want to work with you. So I told you, like, listen, you are my coach, but I have this commitment. And I am very grateful I did that, because this other business coach, she's more of the mindset business coach. And that is what I needed in the beginning of the year, right? I had problems with depression, some personal things happen in my life that I just was not in a place where I could be making offers all the time, right? Or just showing up on social media or teaching class. That was just not my place in the beginning of the year. So this business coach helped me tremendously. It was so amazing. But one day I had to get my freebie and I was sitting and it's just like, only if I had someone to tell me what to do. And your voice came to my mind. I was like, as it happens, there is a coach that is an action coach that tells me what to do. So I send you an email right away. It's like, hey, I'm ready. Let's get on a call. Well, how do I pay? I don't have the money, but I know I'm going to get some clients and I'm going to pay you. And I knew it. I always knew in the back of my mind that you were that business coach that would get me to take actions, to do things as soon as I was ready to do it.
And so are you taking action in your business? I know the answer to this, but do you talk about that, kind of what you've done and how you feel like your business has changed since we started working together?
So there's no other way than take actions when you're working with you. Like, there's just no other way. You cannot work with you and just sit back and watch, right? You do have a beautiful gallery of videos to watch, but on all of our calls, you were pretty much, okay, what is next? What are you doing this week? Or what are you doing from today through Thursday, right? You were pretty much on us the whole time to take action. So yes, like, just by working with you for a few months, I had the freebie, I had a program, I had an offer, right? And a very clear offer of what I sell my people. I have a Instagram account that it's growing, that I'm showing up there. I have a Facebook group that I created just now to offer classes and to offer value, right? All of those things came from working with you because you just don't stop. You're always going. So I feel like you have a standard to all of your clients. And it's not the same standard for everyone. It's like, you know what I'm capable of doing right now, and you want me to match that standard. And then you push me a little bit higher, right, to get up to that standard a little bit more. And other clients, your clients, they're not there yet. Like maybe they're just learning how to do websites or learning how to do emails. You hold a different standard for them. But all of us have that standard, and you're always getting a little bit more and taking a little more actions with you.
Yeah, I do feel a strong sense of responsibility. If you come to a consultation call with me and you tell me I'm looking for, this is what I need, somebody to tell me what to do. And if you decide to hire me and you pay me, you're going to get asked, like, you told me this is what you wanted, and this, I am the coach for that. So I am going to ask you where you are. And if you kind of hide for just a little bit, I'm going to reach out to you and say, what is going on? Or why are you trying to be confused about this? Let's just get it solved so we can get on with it. So yeah, that is kind of, that's the reason why people hire me. That's right.
And it's interesting because you do have the group program. And I didn't want to be in a group program. I wanted to do a one-on-one. But the way you set up your group, we all get one-on-one with you in a group. And I had never seen that before. That completely blew my mind of how you're capable of doing that. Because when you're coaching me, it's only me. And you are on my business and you know exactly what my business is like. You know each one of my peers in this mastermind, you know what they are doing, what their business are. So when you're coaching someone else, it's with them. And of course, I'm here taking notes because we're all kind of in the same level of business. So I know that, okay, that's my next step too, or this is what I need to do. This is how I fix my problem that I didn't know I had. So it's a group program, but I do have that, you know, my business and you help me. And I think that is amazing.
I appreciate you bringing that up, because if there was one obstacle for people when I have consultation calls and probably even before the consultation call, they don't schedule a call with me because they see I offer group coaching.
Yeah.
Their experience is, I don't want group coaching. I don't want to watch any videos, which, by the way, just to be clear, you don't have to. Mm-hmm. I do say, like, go watch this one because it's going to help you. But there's also people who like to do all of that stuff. But it is a hard thing for me to explain to people because it is, I say, individualized and personalized for you in a group setting. And people are like, how could that be? But yeah.
And I don't know if you remember that, but that was one of the things when we talked. I was like, I'm not sure if that is for me. I don't want that. And it's almost like you need to take the leap of faith that it will work out, right? Mm-hmm. The way even you were explaining to me, it's really hard to explain that even though it's a group, you get your own space, but you do it. So it was a leap of faith. It was, to me, okay, she offers everything else I really want and need. Yeah, it's a group. Let me try it. Like that was my perspective, the way I showed up. Mm-hmm. But on the very first call, I was mind blown how you knew everyone else's business. I could not believe you knew exactly where they are and what they say, their niche. I've been in masterminds where I paid a lot of money and I swear to you, that coach does not know what I do. It's like she has no idea, right? Like what is my niche? And you know for every single one of your clients. That is amazing.
Well, thank you for sharing that too, because I would say if we polled everybody that I have worked with, probably all of them, I don't know, maybe there's a few that said, I love group coaching and I only want group coaching. But pretty much after people have done other, coaches, certified or not, they've already worked with other people that were, quote, business coaches, and they've already been in group settings. So they're sure that they do not want that. And so I would say that it probably is almost everyone who is like, I don't want to do it that way. And it is a leap of faith. And then you're right. People are like, oh, I had no idea it was going to be like this. There's always this after a couple of calls, like, I get it now. So thank you for sharing that. Is there anything else that you would like to share about our work, about your business, about kind of what's happening for you? Anything. I want to give you the floor to share anything else before we wrap up.
If you are looking for a business coach, right, to know exactly what you need from that business coach, And sometimes it is the mindset that you do offer. You do have a coach that gives us one mindset call a month. But if that is like, if you just need the courage to do something and the mindset piece, yes, maybe that's not you per se. But if you're ready to actually take actions, if you're in that place where I just need to know what to do, right? Where do I find my clients? Is that only posting on social media? There's so much more than social media that I had no idea before working with you. That was even possible, right? And with you, it's that shift of no, posting on social media, that's not the point of it. Like we have so much more networking to do here. That's what I tell my peers, right? To hire you is when you are in that place where you're ready to be taking more actions to get a freebie, to get an offer, to get a group, to get a workshop, a training, and you just don't know how to do it. You don't need to be Googling how to do that. You have all the answers. And I mean it, you have all the answers for all of those things that you need. So you are my best investment for sure. I just love working with you. I think you over-deliver times 10, everything you do in this group. And I'm just so grateful that I have found you. So thank you.
Oh my gosh. Well, thank you so much for that. It means so much to me. It is definitely my mission to help women learn how to be in business and to be getting clients, to be making offers, to be talking to people. Because if you're not talking to people while we're working together and making offers, I can't help you solve that problem either. If it's not working, like you have to be doing it for us to figure out what we need to do differently. So it's not just the business building. It's also like, we need to be selling coaching, guys. Let's get with it. Yes. So anyway, well, thank you so much. I look forward to what the future brings for you and for us together. I appreciate you so, so, so much. So anyway, guys, make sure you get with Thais. I'm going to have her information, of course, in the show notes. You can find her on social media. I'll share that information as well. If you are a female who feels like you already have everything and you're still not quite happy, you should be talking to Thais.
That's right.
Let her really show you what's possible in the life that you already have without changing a thing. So
absolutely. Well, thank you so much, Debbie.
Welcome. All right. Have an amazing day. I appreciate you.
Bye.
Bye. Okay, ladies, that is it for today. Before we go, I want to invite you to head over to debbieshadid.com. I have this incredible Canva training specifically designed for life coaches where I'm going to teach you how to use Canva to create beautiful graphics to market your life coaching business. All right, have an amazing week. I'll talk to you very soon. Bye-bye.